How's everybody doing? Doing good? Feeling good? Definitely looking good. Just help me turn to your neighbor and just give them a smile. Don't say anything. I'm scanning the room to see. Okay, let's try it again. Turn the other side. I'm fine. Just make eye contact with someone, even if it's not on your roll. All right, can I have my board, please? I want to draw something. Is it okay to draw something? Please help me get my board. I just want to draw something. Today, my heart is filled with joy to see the laying of this foundation. For many years, builders did not have. What happened to David? For many years, the vision of a building remained as a concept in the mind of the visionary, such that when you were laying the foundation, you were seeing just sand and ground and stuff, right? But over the years, it became very apparent that giving people something to see, gets them driven. Please help me celebrate the one and only apostle in the house. They've done something to my board. Did anybody notice? They've done something. I noticed it. And I know who did it. Our bosses, I know who did it. So can you notice there's something missing here? Yes. So please, someone should arm me with at least one color of a pen and something to clean. Yeah, it's those guys. We know them. They are the only ones that powerful to do that. Thank you, sir. And then something to clean, although I might not be cleaning today. I might just be writing. All right. So please, I want us to just once again celebrate the entire team behind this. And at the end of my short talk, maybe when I'm 5 minutes to go, I'll call out all those who are here of the team just to pray on them and to commission them officially. All right. Pidams, if we continue like this, I won't be able to write. So let's hold on. When you say I have 10 minutes left, you can come back. Then when I have 5 minutes left, we will have a chat with the leadership team. All right. How's everybody doing? So if I was to title my short charge to you, I would call it The Market, the Marketplace, and the Kingdom. If I was to give it a title, but I'm not giving it a title. But you have the title right. You saw what I did. Did you guys see it? All right. So I am going to assume zero prior knowledge, and I'll try not to do something I do a lot at KICC, which is refer and plug into previous messages. There needs to be a why to drive something this audacious. Something this bold needs a compellingly dangerous why. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Many of us, because of the, pardon me for lack of a better word, the struggle genes we inherited, we are secretly just seeking for the next comfort zone. And the moment we find it, trust me, we are good. All this 1% they are talking about, many people sincerely cannot relate. It's almost like, and spiritual people quote it as selfish ambition. Like, what am I looking for? I'm fine. I have a good job. I just got a raise. I earn 6 figures. I lead a team of 200 people across 10 nations. I'm fine. Hello? You are not fine. Your definition of fine has been influenced by what I call a struggle gene. It's a transgenerational trauma expression that says that when you get to a place of comfort, park there. And when you park there, build gates and shield it such that nothing moves you from here. Now, the reason why that is not good enough for any person who is able to have the kind of life I just described. Did you hear what I just described now? Earning 6 figures, you lead a team, you're a senior level, you live in a good house, happily married to your husband, happily married to your wife, you have amazing kids, they attend private school, they do ballet, What do cool kids do again? They have Latin language training, not French. You know. What do you say? You want to expose me. You want to expose me. All right, do you understand? So that kind of person feels no need to stretch. So you and I are going to need a very compelling why to be able to move at this frequency. Hello? Hello? Are you there? I'm going to need us to do this together. This is not a preaching. This is not a teaching. This is a charge. And if you are not charged, then I didn't do my work. Do you understand? How many of you have seen adverts of games? These ridiculous games. They annoy me. Let me tell you what I mean. You'll see IQ games. Only 70% of people pass this. Have you seen such ads before? Then you now see level something. You know, something. Then you'll see something. This is the only part I see in those adverts. You'll see something like level 10. They'll put genius. Has anybody seen this before? And then level 11, which is like the top 1%. They put, I don't know if anybody has seen it. They put psychopath. Has anybody seen this before? Have you seen this before? So it's almost as though in the world's scale of intelligence, you have from the very dull, mentally retarded, to the below average, to above average, to excellence, to exceptional, to genius level. Now, what they are saying is that there are certain things that only psychopaths can see. Hello? Hello? Are you there? Let me tell you what that means. Some of you are going to be in C-suite level decision making in a couple of years. I'm not even prophesying. I'm just like stating facts. And you would have to make a decision where 300 people are about to be laid off. And you know that those are not 300 people. Those are 300 potential families. 300 potential life sustenance means. But you have a decision to make. Now, there are people who, because of what powers their psychopathness, they don't bat an eye. They're like, can we make it 500? That's really how they are thinking, so that we can increase the bottom line. But the reason why God is raising us and empowering us with a kind of engracing that will make us function at this level without being psychopaths. That means that the results we will bring will be kingdom results. So it's going to be, you're going to see in this new season, God achieve a lot with creative synergy. Now, I just noticed I've stopped, I've switched into another flow. It means somebody really prayed for this session, because this is not what I planned. How did we get here? How did you get here? Yeah, like we're not meant to be here. Now, you're going to be seeing creative kingdom synergies that what destruction and competition will have produced. Kingdom agents will preserve that and triple the bottom line. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Now, if you don't push yourself, you will not see how. Do you understand what I mean? So we are saying now that these 300 staff place a burden of, let's say annually, $2 million in salary, in workspace, in benefits, in remuneration, all right? And the company is bleeding. And we need to let the 300 go. God is going to begin to place agents who are going to say, I have a unique idea. Give me 6 weeks to pilot this idea. Not only are we going to keep the 300, we're actually going to employ 200 more people. And if we are going to redeploy them, move them, that 2 million deficit, we can bring in 10 million and open 10 new spaces. And they're like, how? Then God will now say, it's time for the exit of your psychopaths. And it's time for the entry of my 1%. Are you interested in this conversation? So let's go to Revelation chapter 5 from verse 9. I thought I would not have to clean, but I didn't plan all of this. Now I need to clean. So if somebody can help me. Yes, if there's... I know the guys behind this, but it is fine. Verse 9, it says they sang a new song. Somebody say a new song. Somebody say a new song. I want you to say it until you see it. And now we connect to what is happening today. Somebody say they sang a new song. Now we have a network that is built on 3 prongs: career, entrepreneurship, and leadership, right? That's normal English for what you just heard: bridge, build, and deposit, right? So somebody say new song. Thank you, sir. I am honored. This is a sign. This is a sign. You can leave this one. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Please help me celebrate him. He said we have to read his bio. So David Chiwumba is a international recording singer-songwriter. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Somebody say new song. Does this feel new to you? Does it feel like a breath of fresh air? Like a different approach to things? So about 10, 15 years ago, there were countries at very senior levels of decision making. Don't ask me how I know, or if I was there. And they were beginning to have conversations about how to survive the next decades. All right. And a lot of those countries started sending their top experts and decision makers to certain places to go and learn how people have thrived in adversity, how they've started businesses. Now, I'm not just talking of mom and pop shops, with due respect to mom and pop shops. Do you know what mom and pop shops are? You don't know what, do you know what mom and pop shops are? So mom and pop shops are like what we used to have. For those of you who grew up in my wife's country, you know, like when people say we run a business, what they mean is that we have a shop. So there is no accounting, there's no HR, and there is no staff. We are staff. And then when customers come and buy stuff, we note it somewhere. But when we need stuff, we don't buy and we don't record it. Do you understand? So we have already capped that endeavor by treating it as an extension of our living room. Did you get what I just said? However, there is the possibility for a mom and pop shop to become a full-grown corporation. Those are the ones you call family-owned businesses. They started as mom and shop, but they imbibed the principles of corporations, and they overgrew the parlor, all right, to the corporate space. Now, as those countries, let me just open it to you. Canada was part of that effort. The US was part of that effort. The United Kingdom was part of that effort. New Zealand, Australia, they're part of that effort. The Scandinavian countries, they're part of that effort. That there's something we need to hack. And we need to begin to build it into our advocacy frameworks to ensure that what has made these countries of this nature survive, we have to create it into our own ecosystem so that we're going to survive the storms that are coming. Part of what we are seeing today is an offshoot of those 20-year strategy plans. And the only thing I believe that has not been well factored in is the God factor. Which is why I said TLN is a new song. Because I don't think this is the first career strategy program in the world. I don't think so. I don't think this is the first entrepreneurship launchpad, even for members of the Black community in the world, let alone in Canada, right? And I don't think this is the first leadership program or mentorship program in the career space in the world, or even in a faith-based setting, right? But this is a new song. Somebody say it's a new song. Saying you are worthy to take the scroll and to open its seals. Who did this to us? Somebody did this. All right, so this is already a prophetic blueprint that there will be scrolls, there will be opening of seals. It says, for you were slain and have redeemed us to God by your blood out of every tribe. Somebody say every tribe? And every tongue? Every people? And every nation. So that's the plan. I'm going to resist the temptation to flog this. Verse 10. It says, and you have made us kings and priests to our God, and, and we shall reign on the earth. Anybody wants to read verse 10 again? Let's read verse 10 again. It says, and you have made us kings and priests to our God. Okay. And we shall reign on the earth. Can you see that? Does it bother you? We are kings unto who? Say you're right. We are kings unto who? Priests unto who? But where do we reign? Let's read it again. And he has made us kings and priests to our God, and we shall reign where? On earth. Because I did this real estate, I'm going to squeeze something here. These guys. All right. It says, let's go. Then I looked and I heard the voice of many angels around the throne. Living creatures, elders, the number of them was now the number system as at the date of the capture of these thoughts was not sophisticated to have things like millions and billions and zillions. Do you understand? So in your Bibles, you see things like thousands and thousands of thousands of thousands and tens of thousands. You know, that's like saying uncountable, right? Like, I shared this in one of the previous teachings where as a child growing up in a multi-family dwelling, communal units, where on your way into your house, you see your neighbor and their children. Do you understand what I'm talking about? On your way into your house, and then in one of the rooms in your house, you can see your neighbors. Do you understand? And when there's something missing in their house and they need you, they don't have to go through your door. And they don't even have to call you. They just knock a door. Somebody say a door. Do you understand that kind of setting? And so all the kids of the families will come out and play games, will play soccer, will do, and sometimes they have conversations like, what are you going to be when you grow up? Someone says, I'm going to be a doctor. In these trenches. You mean God will raise doctors from the trenches? And we believed it. What are you going to be? I'm going to be an engineer. You know, it's amazing as I speak today, one of the guys who grew up in that same place is a top software engineer in a global multinational today. One of them is a top pharmacist. I'm just thinking about it for the first time. From the trenches. Oh, I want to be this, I want to be this. Then there was one of the days when we had exhausted occupations, potential, and then somebody had one bright idea. Say, what are you going to be? And I said, I'm going to be a millionaire. We were all mind blown. We're like, is that is that on the list? He said, well, there's nothing out of bounds. So we started playing the game. If you're going to be a millionaire, I'm going to be a billionaire. And then the other person, if you're going to be a billionaire, I'm going to be a zillionaire. And if you're going to be a zillionaire, someone says, I'm going to be a trillionaire. And that was how we started playing the games until we got to gazillion. Well, he says there were 10,000 times 10,000 and thousands of thousands. Now, it's amazing that we could hear what this number of people were saying. Let's go to verse 12. This is where I am today, and I have 9 minutes more. Saying with a loud voice, worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Somebody say worthy. What does that mean? It means you've earned it. Do you understand? Like you've earned it. All of these things you're about to collect, you've earned it. What you give is more than what we are giving back. So what is he receiving? What is he receiving? Can you help me, guys? Can we do this together? Let's number it. Number 2, riches. Number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, Now, who is worthy to receive all of this? The Lamb. Is he deserving? Has he earned it? Guys, I don't need you to go all churchy on me now. Has he earned it? Is he deserving? I know there are many who believe that, and let's just focus, and we're coming to that in our November series. Let's just preach the gospel. Let's just preach the gospel. Let's get people born again. Why are we interested in their career? Why are we interested in raising leaders, strong leaders? Let's just teach them the Bible. But he says that the lamb who was slain is worthy, is deserving to receive what? So he's interested in this. He's interested in this. He's interested in this. Is he? Is he? What does power sound like to you in today's world? Somebody say government. What does riches sound like to you? Finance? Business? What does wisdom sound like to you? Knowledge / education. What does strength sound like to you? I like it, but the military dimension will be under government. You will not even believe this. You will not believe it. You're close. Okay, let's finish it so that you will see what I'm really doing, and then you will get it. What does honor sound like? Where is the institution where value systems are built? Thank you, sir. When you meet dishonorable people, you've met a picture of their family. You know when they say someone does not have values were not built there. So there is no honor. What does glory sound like? I don't want you to look at it from the church lens. I want you to look at it from our world's filters. Like, it's glorious, it's loud, it's flamboyant, heavily influential. What? Influence? What? Yeah, that's it. But Hollywood is the poster child of what industry? Entertainment and arts. She's on point. Some of you, just at today's launch, you'll find yourself somewhere. And you'll be empowered for it. Blessing. This is where they kept church people. And this is where they say you should stay. Religion. You're like, stay there. You won't believe it. Strength. There are three, perhaps four. I'm feeling like the author of Hebrews, of Proverbs, So there are two things. Low, three. Say, oh guy, do you have an issue counting or what? Oga, for my do you understand? All right, so I have 4 minutes left. Strength. The moment many people don't know that there is a big difference between, don't appreciate. There's a big difference between a millionaire and a billionaire. Think about it. There is a very big difference between a millionaire and a billionaire. A millionaire can conveniently fly business class without batting an eye. Their mentality has crossed that stage of justifying whether it is worth it. Do you understand? A billionaire is not thinking first class. He's thinking about the third private jet. Effortlessly. Do you understand? That kind of thinking is different. Very different. When masses are arguing, why are some people buying private jet? Don't they know we will all get to the same place? Just buy a ticket. Economy is the economy. They serve the same food. Hello, they don't serve the same food. They don't. I had should I share this? Let me just share it. One of these days, I was, let's just say in the front. And the chair, the front. Let's just say the front. Somebody say the front. My body was tired. I just discovered there was a button. There was a button I could press. And as I pressed the button, my chair just flattened out. Flattened out. You know when they are rolling trolley to the people at the back, fish or chicken, pasta or chicken. You know, when they are rolling trolley to you, in the front is an executive chef that comes to take your order. Well, how are you, Miss Chi? Have you seen the order? What would you like to have? It's, you know, and they will take your order properly as if you are in fine dining in the plane. Hello. Now, the fact that you've not experienced it does not mean it does not exist. The fact that you push it away might imply that you will not experience it. But that you expose yourself to it without pressure. And you say, when it is time and when it is necessary, I'll be there. Do you understand the difference? Now, I was talking about the big difference between millionaire and billionaire. There are hobbies of billionaires. Number one is they believe too, and they are making plans to actually live forever. So their diet, exercise is very curated. Number one. Number two is that they are investing in doomsday locations. When people destroy the earth, we billionaires have a place where we believe we will stay. I'm just not their kind of billionaire. I'm a kingdom legacy type billionaire. Do you understand? So I'm not thinking of bunker as security. There is a place that we can run to, right? He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide, not in a bunker, but under the shadows of the Almighty. Now, but there's a third hobby that they have. They buy news and media companies. Hello. Even without any interest, because they know that he who dictates the tune will dictate the dance. Did you hear what I just said? So it does not look like it. But the agitation of a people is directly influenced by one source. Media. What's on the news? What's the trending topic? In fact, there are people who have this reverse psychology thinking that the moment there is a severe breaking news that is globally trending, more often than not, it is a distraction. More often than not. So there are people who are saying, what else happened in the week that this was the breaking news? There are people who actually think that way. Analysts and strategists come to the final part of November series. I will talk more about that. Are you there so far? Are you there so far? Now, as a child of God, please be careful who has your ears. Don't believe this is only where you belong. The lamb that was slain for you says is worthy to receive all of this. And he's sending you, sending me. Not all of us, not everywhere, but somewhere. There's a role for you or for me in government, in finance, in business, in education, in media, in family, in arts, in entertainment, in religion. Now, as I round up my speech, I want to answer these questions. What exactly is a market? A market is a place of exchange. It's a place of transaction. And we have reduced transactions to financial transactions. But a market is originally a place of exchange. Now, if a market is a place of exchange, by definition, for there to be an exchange, it means that there are at least, how many parties? Minimum 2 parties. One party has something that the other does not have, right? For us to call it exchange. Hello, are you there? So will we be right to say that a market is really another type of altar? I know you never saw it that way. If there are 2 parties with things, whether those things are concepts or tangible or intangible, to exchange, that's what a market is. Now, when that transaction is tied to a location, either a physical location or a non-physical location, it's called the marketplace. In today's world, the marketplace is the name for the WhatsApp group of group 1 to 6. Hello. So this is the church, and this is the marketplace. Hello. Is that clear so far? So, by that definition, it means that this is Sunday, And this is Monday to Saturday. Does that make sense so far? Does that make sense so far? Now, that compartmentalization is what has created enough schizophrenia amongst believers, such that they believe that they have multiple personalities, so that they can raise hands and sing holy songs on Sunday, and then they can do, what they need to do on Monday to Saturday, because they tell you the game, the rules of the game are different. No. For the child of God, you have the consciousness that everywhere I am is a potential marketplace, because I am an ambassador representing a kingdom, and there is a transaction I can do here. Did you hear what I just said? Did you hear what I just said? Can we all try that together? I am an ambassador of another kingdom, and there is a transaction I can broker here. So, the kingdom is the dominion of a king. So any region where the influence of the king is established is a kingdom. Do you understand what I just said? Do you understand what I just said? So if we have a region, a space, a territory where God's reign, I'm looking at my time. I don't want to be the one that messes up the schedule. But I'm going to help us and just crunch this up. The kingdom is a word that will be thrown about everywhere. Where kingdom marriage, kingdom dressing, kingdom looks, kingdom, like just throw kingdom to it. But many people don't have an understanding of what kingdom is. That's because we need to decide if we can accept a kingdom. First, let me tell you what it means. Imagine that we have a nation of Canada, right? Right? Is there a nation called Canada? Are you guys still here? Now, and we decide that we want to have a kingdom. Do you know what that means? It means one person makes the rules. One person determines the consequences. One person feeds everybody. Do you understand what I mean by one? Do you understand what I mean by one? One person is the judiciary. One person is the executive. One person is the legislative. One person. Now, compared to the systems of government we have today, would you like to have that kind of leadership structure? Think about it in Canada, where one person, and we say this with due respect to the current government. There are a lot of scandals in the works, in the political scene. For those of you who pay attention to what is going on in the nation, there's the issue with the, let's stay on track. But there are things being probed into right now. Now, imagine if you have one person who is the king of Canada. All of us have divulged all power to that one person. Whatever you say is final, no question. That's a kingdom. All these Senate arguments, there is no Senate again. The Senate has one work, to be singing and to worship. Holy, holy is the king. That's what the Senate is doing. Parliament building, malls, schools, that's all they do, because there is a king. Now think about it. Can you afford that system of government? Can you afford it? And if it were, let's say, forced on you, what kind of king would you say? If that must be the case, then we want a good king. We want a good king. It won't broker deals with ultra-rich people at the detriment of the poor. There will be equity and justice in his kingdom. Are you there with me? Are you there with me? Modern day democracy is the product of direct rebellion to the kingdom structure. But there are many people who have said what a kingdom looks like is autocracy. So the moment people hear kingdom, they also fight it, because it looks like it. What I just described now, does it sound like a dictatorship? Somehow, right? Like you can't question. Like it's final. The only issue is that this is not a man. This is God. And his dealings are righteous. He's perfect in all his ways. Healthcare working for all. Education working for all. Entertainment working for all. Media, family, everything is working perfectly. This is a good king. The only issue is that humans cannot accommodate a good king. And I'm happy that we have a leadership arm so that the first place to learn to imbibe the culture of this kingdom is in your own life. And that's really what leadership is. Bringing the culture of the kingdom to one life. That's self-leadership. Can we land this plane? We have to. Do you know what the market is? Do you know what the marketplace is? Do you know what the kingdom is? Every time you see a decision being made, ask yourself, does this represent the king? If it does, this space is the kingdom. What God is doing with TLN is God is raising agents that will go and pioneer his kingdom in all of these places. They might not need to be majority. The way we count is very faulty. God can send one person here and back that person with thousands, tens of thousands, thousands and thousands and thousands. So that when they're counting, they say we are more than them. Hey, count again, count again, count again. I know we have just one TLN person there, right now in the Ontario Parliament. It's just one TLN person there. But we know we don't have one person, right? Because that person is heavily backed up. Thousands, tens of thousands. So that when they are passing laws that, the children can opt for gender-changing surgeries. Even though we won't give them driver's licenses, but they can choose to have surgical procedures without parental consent. Just sign the form, and the government with taxpayer bills will pay for those procedures and pay for, like there is somebody else pushing another kingdom's agenda. So that when the votes are about to be done, they think they have their people and they met where they met. But we have one TLN person there. And the person just says, before the votes, I just need to take a trip to the washroom. This person has spent the night establishing the kingdom. Because although we are his kings and his priests, we reign where? We reign where? On earth. But he just goes to the washroom and say, Father, you have sent me here. Whatever, do you know a vote is not cast until a vote is cast? Oh, you didn't, only one person got it. A vote is not cast until a vote is cast. What that means is that when you have a closed ballot system, the one person who was making noise for a political party, vote, somebody give me a party. That does not exist. Vote TLN. I said that does not exist. Are you trying to slide them that they don't exist? Let's just say CPA, even though that means something else to professional accountants. Are you there? The chief PR publicity officer of CPA gets to the place of the ballot and just hears a compelling voice from the Father of all spirits. Says, they won't know, but you're not voting CPA today. I've spent the last 10 months pushing for CPA. Where is this voice from? What is this voice? Well, I'm not voting CPA today. I'm voting TLN. And when they count the votes, they will not understand how what we agreed yesterday was changed today. That's because the person you called one person came with thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands. What we are witnessing today in this, very large room with these amazing people is the birth of a new song. A new song from here, but to the ends of the earth. And we are just blessed to be a part of it. And I pray for you that you will invest in knowing this kingdom, knowing the culture and the ways of this king, and establishing his kingdom in everywhere he plants you. Amen. Amen. Was that useful for anybody? Do you sense the urgency of destiny now? This is not about a fat check. And let me just let you know, in the process, you'll get fat checks, all right? This is not about a 6-figure job. I'm sure your mentors will be hard on you to go on, all right? So you will get 6-figure jobs. But you must remember, that is not the ultimate purpose. I am here as an ambassador to represent a king and to bring a new culture, because there is one who was slain and is worthy to receive it. Is he worthy? Is he worthy? All right, so I'll just bring my charge to an end. Do I have any questions quickly? Just because you came out. Do I have any questions? There's one question. Okay, so I'll take just 2 questions because of time. I'll take just 2 questions.
Oh, I just wanted to confirm. Are those like the 7 mountain things?
Yes.
Okay, that's just my question.
Okay. The reason why I do not call them that is there are many people who don't like to hear 7 mountain, and there are many people who have tagged it as 7 mountain theology as false. You won't find it anywhere in the Bible. But did we just find that the lamb that was slain is worthy to receive it? Yeah, the last time I did a teaching on 7 mountains, we used the nations that Moses spoke by prophecy that they were supposed to possess. Anybody remembers? Yeah, so, but this time now, so that you are not like, what are the Girgashites and the Hittites? That's why we used power, riches, wisdom, strength, honor, glory, blessing. So it's okay. If you don't want to say I'm into politics, it's fine. You can say I'm into what? I'm into power for the lamb, right? Hello. If you don't want to say I'm in finance and business, head of strategy of what? I love it. I love this sound. Do you like it? And if you don't want to say I'm into education, and raising, the next generation, can I say I'm into what? I'm into wisdom. If you are part of people shaping culture, shaping trends, you determine the next dance step for the next 6 months. You determine breaking news and the next hashtags. That means you're into what? Into strength. Family, you're into what? Molding minds, working with kids. Some of you are going to be led, your own startup in TLN is going to be daycare. Yeah. Some of you to be after school care. After school where we just teach them finance, money, a new language, coding. And there's funds for it already. You just design it around the STEM project for kids. Target kids in public schools that otherwise don't have access to that. And that's your business idea right there. And your TLN coaches will help you package it together. And we'll pilot it. You pilot it with 1 or 2 schools. Guys, are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? And then some of you say, well, we're into glory, arts and entertainment. In fact, I sense that today's talk has just set somebody free. Because arts and entertainment is one of the places that Christians want to run away from. But you can now see that you're into glory. Are you into glory? Are you into glory? And then blessing. I'm not even into religion, so I can't relate. I am already blessed. Hello? You saw it, right? Yeah, they saw it. Do you have any other question? Just one more.
Sorry, I just have a quick question.
Okay.
Just wondering where health, medicine, science would fit into this. Wisdom?
It's giving wisdom, right? So we should put it in wisdom. I'll put it in wisdom, but I'll borrow a little bit of what do you say? That's from the policy aspect. So immediately what you begin to see is that there are areas of society that have multi-pronged stakeholdings, not stakeholders. You can already see there's a policy dimension to it. There's a finance dimension to it. If you fall sick in Canada, it's different from if you fall sick in the US than if you fall sick in Nigeria. My wife, during her electives, was still a student, med school in Lagos, and went to Atlanta. How do they say it there? Atlanta. Yeah, you need to hear the way they say it. You just say Atlanta. Atlanta. It's just the way people say Toronto. You guys say Toronto. Toronto. So she was in Atlanta. The only issue is in Atlanta, she had malaria. Malaria that the chemist in where she's coming from can handle it. But by the time she went to an Atlanta emergency room, they tried to treat it, even not being sure of what it was. But there was a bill after. Somebody said there was a bill. She's there. You can ask her the amount of the bill to treat malaria. So can you see there's a riches dimension to it also? In Canada, we say we have free healthcare. But if you have an emergency today, and we take you to the closest general hospital, unless you are dying, you might not be attended to within the next 6 to 8 hours. Can someone Google it? Average wait time on Ontario emergency room. Can you see why we need kingdom agents in these spheres? Hello? Wisdom is definitely where it sits, and then the other places too. But there's a part of medicine that many people don't know. Medicine started as apprenticeship, started as an art form. Yes. The first surgeons were called barbers because they already had the eye-hand coordination to use tools. So the first set of people who were good with procedures to cut and to stitch, it's giving use of hands, right? Yeah. We Gen Z is just, it's our speak. No, I don't think I'll get to that level. I don't think so. Has this been useful? Are you sure? Do you have the 1% mentality? You are not psychopaths, but you are God's kingdom agents. And you are going to think strategically. It's not the strong point of the average believer today. To have long-term thinking, I don't know where we got it from. Because our God is a long-term thinker. He's a very long-term thinker. But yeah, it's a great day. And it's the season of a new song. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Is there any other burning question before I hand over the microphone? Burning question. There's none. So may I very quickly have the leadership of TLN to do a priestly duty? A priestly duty. I shared this story with us at Clarity on Monday. I was on the train for a friend who was getting married. They can come forward. The leadership team, the leadership team that is around, just sit in front like kings and queens you are. Just sit for now. Let me share or reshare this story. Can you please just give them a round of applause again? And are you there? Are you there? My friend was getting married. I was on his train, and before we went in, someone very close to him brought a drink and mixed it. I smelled it a bit. I knew what it was, a complex mixture of, I was going to say hydrocarbons, not hydrocarbons, of ethanols. For the chemists. Chemists, do you know ethanols? Yeah. And the guy said it to him, he said, drink it. You can't go in like that. Someone said, you can't go in like that. He said, it's a battlefront. You can't go in like that. I had attended a number of marriages. I didn't know it was battlefront. I thought we'd just go and, do and take the girl and you guys will go home. I didn't know. That's most of the people coming to do, they were not going like that. So I thought everybody was giving something to drink to supply the supernatural strength. That's so I thought. And then it was during my own traditional wedding. We were about to go in. And I remember those words. You can't go in like that. The only issue is there was nobody going to quickly make something and give to me. And even if there was no way I was going to drink it. Because the one who is in me is greater. Do you understand? So I've come to tell you guys, you cannot just go in like that. And I'm going to mix something now and give to you. All right? Is that fine? Is that fine? Do we know that they can't just go in like that? If you really want to raise the top 1% here, you can't go in like that. Like, who are you? Where are you from? Who spoke to you? Who sent you? You are not the first to receive this vision. All right. Check the notes of those who tried this before. We dealt with them. And the vision died as early as it arrived. So what gives you the confidence? Well, my confidence is the one who sent me, right? Right? Who sent you? Uh-huh. So as you are going for meetings and fixing with government houses, and the person you are going to pitch to just came from a meditation session contacting spirit beings. And here you are. You also just came from a meditation session contacting spirit beings. Is a senior colleague to you in the physical, but the spirit you contacted is the boss of their own spirit. Do you understand the basis for your favor? They are done with PD. They say, PD should this pastor missus, can you help me with a bottle of oil? Just anoint them because they cannot go like that. Oh, he's on the team. Yes, please be here by all means. Be here by all means. All right. So, guys, it's time you can come forward now. We'll do this very quickly. I've overshot time, so I'm conscious of that. And I will ensure that. Yeah, thank you. We'll do this very quickly. Thank you. Guys, 1%ers, are you there? Are they there? Are you there? Do you mind if you rise up also and just pray for them that the wisdom they need, Tony, I might need to borrow you for one more second. Let me put my second scripture up, Deuteronomy, and then you can just leave it on the screen and return. 34 verse 9. Thank you. Just one prayer. We're going to say, Father, everything they need to accomplish your purpose, we ask that you give it to them. It's a simple prayer. Pray it with sincerity. You might be loud, you might not be loud, you might say it in English, you might not say it in English, but let that be the posture of your heart. You have 60 seconds to do this. Everything they need to accomplish your own purpose, in a way that heaven is smiling, that we have people who are reproducing exactly the blueprint without compromise. Give it to them. Give it to them. Father, I thank you for this groundbreaking today. It is not lost on us that this is a momentous event in earth and in heaven. This is to the end that kings and priests are raised to reign for the victorious King. We ask, Father, for an endowment of your power and of your grace upon each and every one of them. In the name of Jesus. I'll read that scripture once. It says, now Joshua, the son of Nun, was full of the spirit of wisdom, for Moses had laid his hands on him. So the children of Israel heeded him and did as the Lord commanded Moses. It's amazing that Joshua's mantle, from tomorrow we'll begin to talk about mantles and titles and offices. But as it regards taking and possessing the land, there was something God gave to Joshua. And I believe TLN is going to need that same spirit. It's not wisdom as a line item. It's wisdom as everything. Did you hear what I just said? So it's not wisdom as just knowledge and education. It is wisdom as supernatural equipping. Do you get it? Thank you, sir. Do you get it? So, Father, as the oil comes upon your children, we ask for a release. And on behalf of the other members of the team who are not here, a release of everything that they need. Everything that they need. Everything that they need. Everything that they need. In the name of Jesus. That's part one of my work, to pour the oil. Part two is just to lay hands on them very quickly. Receive an impartation of the spirit of wisdom. Everything you need. Receive an impartation of the spirit of wisdom. Everything you need. Receive an impartation of the spirit of wisdom. Everything you need. Receive an impartation of the spirit of wisdom. Everything you need. Receive an impartation of the spirit of wisdom. Everything you need. Receive an impartation of the spirit of wisdom. Everything you need. Receive an impartation of the spirit of wisdom. Everything you need. In Jesus' name, we have prayed. Please help me celebrate them as they go back to their seats. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.